What's up, fam?
Hello.
Can you guys
here.
believe this?
I can't believe it.
Wow. We decided to launch a podcast.
We are. Episode 1. Here we are.
And this journey started with just believing that the Lord could use us to be able to inspire, motivate, transform somebody's life just by telling our story and being able to help people learn how to build generational wealth in their bloodlines and in their families.
Absolutely. We started this journey probably right before we got married and have been on a journey. And we didn't know at the time that we were going to be building wealth because we both came from two different spheres, two different places in life. But the Lord has really honored our sacrifice and even our weaknesses in not knowing things about wealth, and has allowed us to really build something really cool together.
Yeah. And I can't believe this is the groundbreaking episode, guys.
I know.
Like, y'all get an opportunity to be able to enjoy and celebrate with us on being able to launch what God has put in us for so many years.
Yeah.
And we're finally doing it now.
Yeah.
And so a virtual hand claps.
Really. It feels real. It feels like this is the right timing too from the Lord. We could have done this a year ago. We could have done this 2 years ago. But right now, it feels like an appointed moment in history, if I could say. So I really feel like this is going to be something where people's lives are changed and generations will be changed because of the power of this podcast and some of the amazing people that we're going to interview.
Yes.
We know some amazing people.
Dynamic
and we just can't wait for you guys to meet them as well. And this is what this podcast will be about. We're going to talk about wealth. We're going to talk about wealth in every facet, wealth in your health, wealth in your finances, wealth in your mind,
in
wealth
your marriage,
in
wealth in your singlehood,
in your spirituality, every part of wealth, because wealth is not just money. Money will be a part of the things we talk about, but that's not everything. You're not really wealthy if you don't have spiritually, your life is, you're dying inside. Yeah. So we're excited. We're excited about this podcast. But before we get into the podcast stuff, let's talk about who we are, where we came from.
So we've been married for going on 6 years now. We just
crazy.
Turned 6 years.
We turned
in
6
marriage.
years old, 6 years young.
We have just been, seems like we've been married so much longer.
Yeah.
Because we've known each other for over 10 years.
Yeah, we have.
And we met at the
Jackson
State University.
Yep.
One of the greatest HBCUs. And we both were in student government. And I decided one day to muster up the courage to be able to talk to this beautiful woman who was in student government with me. And we used to always go around the football games. Football games is really big at HBCU. And so we used to be in these hot suits in student government, having to parade around the football field and say hello to the fans at the football games and all this sort of stuff. And there were a lack of men in the group. And so the women would always try to be side by side and pair up with the guys. And so,
because we didn't want to walk with no other woman. Come on now. That's just.
So we always decided to pair up with each other, and we made a pact. We were we're going to always pair up with each other, not go with anyone. And that turned into a dynamic friendship.
Yep.
And then we decided to start dating in our senior year, going into our senior year in college. And we've been rocking ever since, guys.
Yeah.
Yeah, we've been rocking ever since.
So even before that, though, I was born in Huntsville, Alabama. And I believe that the Lord, since I was even born, had his hand on me.
Come on.
And really watched me grow up and covered me with the blood of Jesus. But my story started in Huntsville, and I really learned from my dad how to steward money. He was very frugal. He was very smart with his finances, and I was able to kind of learn from that growing up. And I took some of them habits even before we met. I took some of those habits, and I knew really how to steward, and I knew how to save. But I really wanted to know a little more about like investing and stuff. And so my real first introductions to anything wealth wise was really in college. And I took a investment class in Jackson State, and it was so amazing. Like I paired up with a friend who's a colleague at the time, and we had this team, this investment team, and we basically were supposed to invest this fake money into the stock market, and whoever got the most return won a cash prize. So anything with prizes, I'm super competitive, by the way.
She really is
It's
like
crazy.
crazy competitive.
So
Yeah.
competitive. I have to win if I'm in a competition. It's fun competitive.
And
I
she
don't really
hates
care
when
about.
she loses,
I don't care about
which is
anything that's
often,
serious.
but it's okay.
No, it's not often at all. But we entered this competition, and yeah, I really didn't know a ton about investments, but the person I was paired with, he knew a lot. And so we just went in. I was like, hey, can we do these stocks? Because I saw the trends. And we literally went against like 10 teams. And I was not a finance major. He was, but I was in a finance major. Everybody else was in finance. And we won this entire stock market competition, number one. And we got this huge cash prize. And I was a college student. I was broke, didn't have no money. So this was a big deal for me. And I was like, whoa, you can make a lot of money just investing. And
Yeah.
so my eyes were kind of open to investing in the world of investing. And I was like, I really want to know like how I can make money like this. Like how can my money make money? That's what investing is. So that kind of
It's
created
amazing.
a cool journey of figuring that out. And I'm still kind of playing with the investments and figuring that out a little more. But yeah.
What I love about your story is you've always been one to become an innovator. Like you always wanted to know and learn more about how can we always grow financially when it comes to like making more money, or even if we fail, you're always the one to be like, okay, let's just try this, or let's just learn more about this to be able to grow in our knowledge of how to build wealth for our family. So I love that you have
Thank
that
you.
experience. For me, on the other hand,
Ah,
I'm from Chicago, the west side of
Chi-town,
Chicago,
the
which
west
is
side being
amazing.
the best side of Chicago. You know what
Yes,
you
the
say?
west
He used
side
to
is
say
the
that all the
best
time.
side.
West side's the best
Sorry
side.
for all my south siders out there and suburban people, but the west side is the best side of Chicago, and that's where I grew up.
Barely.
And and my I was adopted, and so my family, my adoptive family, I wouldn't say adoptive family. That's the only family that I know. I don't like the word adoptive family, but
You're
my
the
only.
family that chose you. Ha?
Come
Oh
on,
my.
hey,
Come on,
glory.
somebody.
The family that chose me,
Yes.
and
And the family that you chose. My
God
God.
chose for me.
Come on. But you
I
would
love
choose
them
them
so
again.
much, and I would choose them over and over
Yes.
again. We can talk about that later on another story or podcast, but it is a journey of what God has brought me through, even in the 30 years that I've been on this earth. But my journey started with my parents. We had everything that we needed as kids, but they weren't always the best with money financially. And I had really bad financial habits. Like I would just buy anything that I wanted. Even in college, I had 3 jobs. And if you was to look at my bank account, you wouldn't be able to tell that I had 3 jobs because I was always spending. I always liked nice things because my father loves nice things. He always bought really the latest gadgets, the nicest shoes. Like I grew up seeing wealth and finances and money not be steward as the best. And I think it was also a lack of knowledge in our environment, being raised in the hood. But they did good with what they had.
Yeah.
And we never went out for anything, any food there was always food on the table. But when it comes to like investing, and when it comes to like multiple properties and talking about how to like become a multimillionaire, and we just didn't have access to all of that sort of information, or that wasn't always communicated, or I didn't grow up with all that.
Yeah.
So
And I feel like a part of that is like, let's just call it what it is. There is a racial wealth gap.
yeah,
There's a wealth gap that it's hard for certain groups of people to get into that next level of wealth because we didn't start at the same line. We didn't start at the same start line. So it's harder. And so we need tools to help us get to that next level. And I've had people in my life that have come alongside and they help me do this. And, different seeds are sowed at different parts of my life. And so that's really what we feel like this podcast is, to help those that are like, I don't know how to get to that next level.
Yeah. And I feel like God has put something in me to be able to break some cycles.
Yes.
To be able to say, you know what, having to, penny pitch stops with me.
Absolutely.
Having to jump from job to job, we're not going to do that anymore.
Yeah.
Like, we're going to be able to set a foundation for our kids and their children on leaving trust.
Yeah.
And being able to invest and leave those investments for our loved ones.
Yeah.
And so this is geared towards those individuals who, you say, I'm going to start putting some generational blessings in my bloodlines. And that's what we've been able to start to do as well, is to start building some generational blessings. And it's been amazing.
Absolutely. Like, I'm just reminded, one of my favorite scriptures is a good man leaves an inheritance for his children's children.
Yes.
And so in order to do that, we're not even thinking about the next generation. We're thinking 2 generations to come. And I know so many people, is when they pass, baby, we raising a GoFundMe for the funeral.
We selling fish plates.
We selling fish plates. There's drama around the passing because we ain't got no money.
Yeah.
I mean, at a minimum,
policy.
no insurance policy. I mean,
nothing to be able
we can't even do a proper burial.
Yeah, we got to cremate
Mother Martha, we got to cremate her because we ain't got no money.
Sometimes we can't even do that, unfortunately.
Sometimes, I don't even know. What do they do if they don't cremate them?
In the hospital.
Oh, Lord.
No, we don't want that.
Help.
But we're going to be able to talk about how do we build these foundational principles, this knowledge into our families, into our marriages, to be able to know how to get forward.
Yeah.
Even if you're at a 9 to 5, you still can prosper. Absolutely. Because that's the season that we're in. We're at a 9 to 5. But we're doing side hustles and as well as side investments to be able to put us in a very good financial position. Yeah.
And I think, too, it's a long-term goal. Our long-term goal is not to be in a 9 to 5. You know, we sacrifice now so that in the next 5 to 10 years, we're not doing the same thing that we're doing now. Yeah. So I think, that's what we're going to be talking about on this podcast. And I'm just so excited to allow you guys to come on this journey with us.
Yeah. Our journey started, though, when we were able to pay off like almost $100,000 in debt.
Yeah.
We started that journey about 3 years ago. We took a class that taught us about financial freedom.
Yeah.
And we were only like at our, on our second year of marriage. And I came into our marriage with like, hey, I want to spend everything I have. And then Lauren was more so like the saver. She's like saving everything.
Yeah.
So there was this friction. And so we both took a class called Financial Peace University.
Yep.
And that really brought us close together on one accord.
Yeah.
In terms of how we looked at our finances. And so we made a goal after we took that class to pay off all our consumer debt.
Yeah. So there's like 7 baby steps that it talks about in that class. And one of them is paying off all of your consumer debt. And it sounded crazy, honestly, when we were doing it.
It sounded impossible.
It really did, because he had probably $35,000 in student loans. I think I had right at like $25,000. I had started paying mine, but I was paying like $500 a time. So like to be able to pay off almost $83,000, I think is what we paid in a year. We also had a car note that was probably another $20,000 or so. And so we had a lot of it. It just sounded really big, and we were like, we ain't making $200,000 a year. We're in a budget.
Yeah.
So we learned how to really tackle debt month by month and step by step, and not having to do it all at once.
Yeah. So just going back to what she said, we paid off $83,000 in 1 year, and we were only 26 You were 25,
Mm-hmm.
and we did that in under 1 year. We were able to do that because we were committed to breaking curses. We
Yeah.
were committed to saying, hey, this gonna stop with us. We can't keep living paycheck to paycheck. And we didn't have like crazy amount of money at that time. We were just able to, go after our passions
Yeah.
and then be able to work our 9 to 5s, as well as paying our and managing our finances from a day-to-day perspective. And then we also learned that how could we make more money to be able to just target our debt. And so we were able to do that because Lauren started to get into real estate.
Mm-hmm.
She's always been passionate about
Yes.
real
I
estate.
literally, since I was a little girl, I would go, our neighborhood had a street. And I don't know why, but it took them like 5 years to build out this one street. And so I would, every Sunday, let's go look at the house. And so I would look at the house and it was foundation. Then I look at the house and it was framing. And then I look at the house and it's drywall up. Then it's paint. And I would just love the stages of real estate. I love seeing something go from nothing to something. So my dad actually, he saves pretty much everything. And
Literally everything.
literally
Like he
have
is
boxes of stuff.
the biggest saver I have ever
Yes.
seen.
He saves actual physical things and he saves money, but
Yeah.
he saved something that I did in like third grade. And it just asked you, what do you want to be when you grow up? And crazy enough, I said, I want to be a realtor when I grow up. And so I remembered that dream not 5-6 years ago. I'm like, oh, wow, I've always wanted to be a realtor. That's so fun.
Mhm.
And so my dreams came true. Not without opposition from the enemy. But I finally became a realtor, and man, the Lord, and not only did I become a realtor, a door opened up in the builder world, which is like really hard to get into the building industry. But I got to work for one of the most amazing builders in Memphis area. And I absolutely loved selling new construction homes. So I walk people through this process of it being nothing to something. And I was so passionate about it. The Lord really just blew
Yeah.
on real estate for me.
Yeah. And so you were able to work real estate, and then you worked in a full-time 9 to 5. After you had got fired,
Yeah.
you started working both jobs simultaneously, as well as my income at the time. And so we were like tunnel vision that year.
Yeah.
We're paying off everything.
Yeah.
And so we did it. We accomplished that goal. And so now one of the things that we have been doing is been really heavy in real estate.
Yes.
And so we've been targeting investing with real estate and, making sure that we could buy and purchase property that are rental properties, as well as using our personal home as collateral and making sure that we can flip our personal properties and then invest in every property that we live in. And so
Yeah.
we've seen just like so much blessing through just using our regular properties, the homes that we live in, and reselling those. We've seen that to be very lucrative and a blessing to us.
Yeah.
Something so small became something that is such a great investment
Yeah.
for us.
Yeah, I went to this conference, the first year of real estate, and this lady, and it's a real estate conference, so there's tons of realtors there. A realtor gets up there, and she said, I want to tell you guys something. She said, you'll make far more money buying real estate than you ever will selling it for other people. And that really resonated with me. I'm like, wow, you'll make more money buying than selling. And I had just made a ton of money selling real estate. And so I'm like, well, what does that
Yeah.
mean?
Like her first year, she sold like
About
almost like 10 million in
Yeah.
real estate.
So I was
And
like, how in the world could I, buy, investment properties, or how could I buy even a primary property, and like, what does that even look like? And so through really mentorship and different people, we learned, okay, this is how you want to get into real estate rentals. This is how you do flips. This is how you do tax liens. This is how you use your primary property as an asset and do a HELOC, all kind of stuff with real estate. And
Yeah.
then I helped other people do it. And so
Yes.
that was cool. I've helped people buy whole buildings of commercial buildings
Commercial
and land
properties,
and developed land,
churches.
all kind of stuff. I mean,
Yeah.
we've done schools to community centers.
Mm-hmm.
And so I'm like, wow. And I've seen so much wealth transfer hands. And I'm like, wow, this is how the rich get richer is real estate. This is a big piece. And
Yeah,
that's not
one
the
of the
only
biggest.
way,
Yeah,
but for us, that's really where the Lord, his grace was
we
on real
found our
estate.
niche in real
Yep,
estate.
we absolutely did. And so, yeah, we've been on a journey really since 2020 is
Yeah,
that's when I lost my job and I had no choice but to go into real estate full
yeah,
time. I went in real estate for about 6 months full time, and the Lord just really taught us how to do this
yeah.
for
And
a
so
while.
now our passion is to teach other people how to build multiple streams of income wherever you are, whatever season of your life. You may be a mom, you just having a baby. You may be a father who, you just lost your job and you're trying to figure out what's next in your life. And so we are so passionate to help people in whatever facet or season that they're in to be able to learn how do you get ahead. And so we started a course. We built a course
We did.
about a year ago, and it is amazing. It teaches you how to invest on like whatever level that you are on. We teaches you how to trade stocks, how to invest in stocks, and how to also learn how to buy a property. If you're a first time home buyer, or if you just want to be a real estate investor. So we also teach you how to do that, how to pay off debt. Those some of the things that we teach in our course. So if you want that course, how can they get it?
They can get it by going to our Instagram at Wealth for Legacy, or you can just go to wealthformylegacy.com, click on it, and yeah, you can start the course today. It's self-paced. 7 modules that you can go through. You can take your time on them as you complete each one, or you can just do it all at once and then feed yourself of it and then go back to it as you need. But it's really a good tool. We actually offered this course in person, did it for probably a couple of months in person, and then so many people wanted access to it. We're like, let's
Yeah.
put this thing online. And so we developed it when we were in Memphis, and yeah, it's been live and up. So I'm really excited for this podcast too, because it's really an extension of that. And we're also going to be talking about things outside of money
Yeah.
that really affect your money. Because,
Yeah.
wealth and money is really big, but the
Yeah.
foundation with the Lord is even bigger than that.
Yeah. I think the Lord is really the foundational things that has allowed for us to be where we are.
Absolutely.
Because had it not been for the Lord through this entire journey, we've seen ups,
Yeah.
but we've also seen struggle.
We have.
Like we know what it means to be able to have a budget, stick to it, and have nothing left after
Yeah.
you've budgeted all of your money.
Literally.
And so the Lord has allowed for us to know what it means to steward over what He has given us. The Lord is very firm in that, like, we have to be able to steward. Given it shall be given unto us.
Come on.
So we have to learn how to be able to steward what He's given us to give back to Him. And so we have the fear of the Lord with our finances.
Yeah. Yeah. We really stood on be faithful with few who'll make you ruler of many. And what that means to me is, like, if you're not a good steward, He's not going to give you a lot.
Yeah.
And I've seen that with people that are desiring from the Lord to give them more. And it may not even be finances, but it could be more responsibility. It could be more authority, more promotion,
Yeah.
whatever it is. But they're not even stewarding what God has given them.
Or if you have a lot, you're not going to be, it's going to like funnel. It's like going to be like the word says, like a hole in your pocket.
Yeah.
Because you can't steward over what He's giving you. So you just kind of run through the money that He's giving you.
Yeah.
And you have no like reverence. You have no framework to be able to allow for what you have to kind of multiply.
Yeah.
So we're going to be able to talk about, like, how do you have the fear of the Lord with your business? How do you be able to make sure that you steward what you have in your business and steward the people that God has sent you in your life?
Yeah.
And so we believe that wealth is not an idol. Some people don't believe that they want to be a millionaire. Some people don't have a goal to become millionaires or to have a lot. They're just good with what they have. But I believe that there is a remnant or a group of people
Yeah.
that are like, Yeah, I want to make sure that I can live in an abundance.
Yeah. And abundance can look different to everybody.
Yeah.
There are truly people that are called to live at certain places and certain levels. But I think if the Lord has specifically given you a desire, and those are probably the people that are watching this podcast,
Come on.
if you've had a desire to create generational wealth, if you have a desire to be a multimillionaire and you want to really leave an inheritance for your kids, there are literally practical things you can do to help set your family up for that and set yourself up for that. You know, I know people who are not even married yet, but they are doing so many different things so that they can start a nonprofit, so that they can give money to organizations, etc. So there's a lot of things that you can do, even if you're not married yet, you don't have kids yet, to help set yourself up for the future so that you can leave an inheritance to your children's children.
Yes. So we are so excited to be able to share this knowledge, this space with our friends. You guys are our family already. We are so excited to be able to be on this journey with you guys. Right now, we've been in Nashville, Tennessee
Yes.
for about
2 years.
2 years now.
And
we moved.
Oh my gosh.
We went from Jackson, Mississippi.
Yep.
To you lived in Omaha, Nebraska we did long distance for about 1.5 years. We got married. And then we moved to Memphis for a couple of years. And that was such a sweet time. Mm-hmm. That's where I feel like was training ground for us a lot.
It was.
Especially financially, spiritually.
Absolutely.
We were in ministry in Memphis. We did a lot.
Memphis, the city in general, has a lot. I think I saw this data point somewhere. There's the most nonprofits per capita than any U.S. city. And I don't know if that's still true, but what it says to me is there are a lot of money. There's a lot of people who give money into Memphis, which means there's a lot of money in Memphis. Mm-hmm. And I found so many amazing, like, transfers of wealth, like I was saying before, in Memphis. And I'm like, whoa, people have some serious money in Memphis.
Yes. Just don't go to the wrong parts of Memphis.
Please don't.
But we loved our time in Memphis. We lived in Collierville.
We did. And Cordova. We lived in the Dirty Dover too.
They call it the Dirty Dover.
We lived there longer than we lived in Carville. We lived there for about
2 years.
3 years.
3 years? It didn't feel like it. Well, we lived in a gated community in Cordova.
Why are you trying to claim Cordova?
I did. I just claimed it.
You're like,
we love Collierville. Moving on up.
We love Cordova
to the east side.
Cordova was nice.
Yeah, it was nice.
Our first house, we paid like $1,200 for a 3-bedroom.
And then we got it refinanced, and it was even cheaper than that.
Yes, for a 3-bedroom, 2-bath in a gated community. It was so nice.
Yeah,
it was so quiet.
Such a sweet time.
It was amazing.
It was awesome.
Shout out to the Dover.
Yeah. And then we moved to Collierville, and now we live in Nashville, Franklin.
We live in Franklin.
Shout out to Franklin.
We absolutely love Franklin, Tennessee.
Oh my gosh.
It's like nowhere I've ever been. And I've been a lot of places.
Yeah, Franklin is like, I just feel like the Spirit of God just hovers over Franklin.
It is.
And the people that we meet
is phenomenal.
I feel like our life is just like totally different.
It's crazy. I often reflect at who is in my life here in Franklin, and I'm like, my life is so fruitful. Like the people have made it so fruitful.
Yeah.
We have met some phenomenal people who are not seasonal. They're lifelong people that are in our lives.
That's so good.
And we have such a great, rich community here. And
I've never experienced it before. Let me just say this.
Yes.
I love Chicago, like through and through. I'm like a bona fide Chicagoan.
He is, and it's annoying.
And
he always talk about Chicago.
I always wanted Lauren to move back to Chicago with me. And I thought we were going to move back to Chicago.
But God. Come on.
We're going to have to share the story about how we even moved to Nashville.
Yeah, we do.
On our next.
Oh, we do. Oh, my.
Such a journey.
Yeah, that was like all the Lord. It was literally the Lord.
Yeah.
So we'll have to talk about that one.
We'll definitely have to talk about how we moved here, but we have just seen Franklin as a dream. Like it is a blessing. And I'm from Chicago, and I'm like Chicago, but Franklin is the best city I could have ever imagine, and pray
Whoa,
for.
you're saying
Like,
this?
I have so
I'm
many great
surprised you're
friends
saying
here.
this.
And you know, with men, it's so hard to be able
It
to like
is.
develop real,
Yeah.
true, vulnerable relationships. And Franklin is that, like,
Yeah.
for
No,
real.
I agree.
And I'm saying it as a man and a black man.
Yeah.
So
Yeah. I agree. And I feel like I kept telling him, because when I was in Omaha, I had a really similar community that I had here or that I have here. And I kept telling him, I'm like, what if the Lord has community for us? What if he has, so many people that we've never met? And at first we didn't really feel that, but it took probably about 6 good months. And once we were here and settled and planted in our local church,
yeah,
when I'm telling you, like, it's like the Lord not only gave us enough, he gave us more than enough.
more than enough.
More than enough people.
And I would even
and
say
it's just so cool.
Yeah, I'm sorry.
Oh, no, you're good. No.
I was gonna say, because I'm really excited. I was gonna say, could it be that someone is not where they are in their life, financially, spiritually, physically, is because you're just in the wrong place. Like,
Yeah.
you are
Wow.
in your current environment, you are comfortable, and you just feel like you're stuck, and you need something new. You need
Yeah.
something innovative. And I think it's because the soil that you're currently standing on no longer has any more nutrients for you in
Wow.
the seasons that you're in. And so it's time for you to just take a leap of faith, trust the Lord, and go where he's telling you to go, because that's where our life is a prime example of it.
Come on.
We are no longer like burdened down. We don't feel heavy.
Yeah.
Like, our life is a living example that when you move to another place, you would thrive wealthy in a level of wealth, spiritual wealth, as
Yeah.
well as physical health, and that, like, you've never seen before. Like,
Yeah.
yeah, it's amazing.
It's amazing. And it just reminds me, in Ecclesiastics, it talks about everything is beautiful in its time.
Yes.
And it talks about the seasons of life and the seasons of time.
Yeah.
And everything has a season, which means to me that there is a start and an ordained ending of
so
every
good.
single thing that the Lord has predestined. So if he tells you to go to a job, there's an end date on that job. If he tells you to go to a city, there may be an end date on the city. So we had to really take an account for, okay, Lord, how long do you want me here? How long do you want me to go here? When we were transitioning, and once you can really wrap your mind around, okay, the Lord has me at places for a season, and that some things are not forever, then you allow him to, move you where he needs to move you.
Yes. Because there's a people that's waiting for you.
Literally.
Like, I think about, like, when I say that, I see a vision of a city opening, and there's like a group
Wow.
of people that are just like, we've been
Wow.
waiting for you.
Yeah.
We've been waiting for you.
Wow.
And that's how it was for us.
Yeah.
There were people that were like, we've been waiting for Bennie and Lauren.
Yeah, and we had been waiting for them. We was like, oh, kumbaya, my Lord. Thank you, Jesus.
Oh.
Yeah.
And it just felt like we had community that we met before, but we didn't meet them before. It was so peculiar.
And we'll have to there's so many stories, but I'm
we
just
need to
so
do
excited.
a episode on transitions.
We do. I think we do. I think that's like the next episode, or one of the next two.
Yeah.
Wow.
But thank y'all so much. This has been a great first episode.
This has been amazing. It was great just chit-chatting with you guys. Catching you up on life, where we are. We only gave like 10%, so we have like 90% left to share with you guys about life and everything. But we're excited that you have joined in to our first episode of Wealth with the Walkers podcast.
Love y'all so much.
Yeah, we're excited. We want you to like, subscribe, and comment, share. Pray
with your friends.
We need you to pray in Jesus' name.
Especially somebody who's been struggling financially.
Yeah.
Hey, send it to them.
Awesome. Thank you guys.
Love y'all. Bye-bye. See y'all next time.